And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the classic.
Yo guys, what is up? SPAZZ here. I'm back again, and today we got some gun game because this is going to be symbolic for what I'm talking about today. This game is random, crazy, filled with failures, and somewhat bullshit. So that's going to be our symbolic game today. Today I'm going to be talking about the UMG event that just went on, and how that was the absolute worst COD event that I've ever witnessed in the history of Call of Duty. And, you know, nowadays we've had so many events, you know how they work, you should be putting more production value into these events, and yet you get, like, such a shitty, terrible event. So, let me talk about the first thing that went wrong, and that was the controllers. Now, this is partly not UMG's fault. You know, they didn't make the hardware, so it's not their fault that the controllers aren't working properly. But at the same time, it's not like it's not a known problem. Like, if you have a PS4 controller, you probably had some sort of issue where it randomly controls itself or just stops fucking working because it's all Bluetooth and the signal gets interfered with and it gets messed up. I know my own controller, every controller I've ever had on PS4 does that at some point. You have to hold it as close to the PS4 as you can, and you want to get like your cell phones out of the way and have it stop interfering. You know, at UMG you have all these controllers next to each other, all these people with cell phones. It messes things up, and you know, it wasn't their fault that it got messed up, but they should have at the same time known, and they should have taken some sort of steps to like make that not happen. That was terrible. It caused the time between matches to be like 2 hours between every match. And the next thing was the format, which is 100% UMG's fault. Like, it was the stupidest format I've ever seen in my life. Now, typically COD events, you have the open bracket, and then you have the championship bracket, which starts with pool play on Friday. And you know, you play in your pool, and the top like X amount of teams, I think it's 2 from each pool, get out, or top 3 from each pool get out. And then you have the open bracket. The top 4 from the open bracket can go into the pools and play with the pros. However, at this event, they're like, you know what? Fuck that noise. The shit that's been working well for a while. Let's not do that, because that's too easy. You know, let's do it weird this time. Alright, so what they decided to do now is have the open bracket on Friday, and then the championship bracket didn't actually start until Saturday at like 3 o'clock in Eastern time, 3 p.m. Eastern. And typically, at that point, they've already been playing. You know, they're playing pool play. Maybe pool play ends on Saturday, and you just get as a spectator, you get a lot more out of it because you know, open bracket's fun, I guess, but it's a lot of unknown teams, not as good to watch. And also with all the difficulties, they showed like 3 matches on the first day, 3 or 4 matches. Second day, they showed 4 matches. They decided to change it instead of double elimination, where you have a losers and a winners bracket for the championship bracket. They had single elimination, best of 7s, which is fine, but the real issue came down was when they showed 4 matches each day. Okay, they only played 4 matches on Saturday, right? So, I guess, yeah, it wasn't a lot of matches. I wish they had shown more, and I feel like they definitely had time to end it a lot pretty early at like 10. Usually the events go to like 1 every night, except on Sunday. And then, you know, just to backtrack, you have the whole issue with the scheduling of the open bracket, where teams were playing until 5:30 in the morning, and then waking up at 9 o'clock to play their next match, running on 2 hours of sleep, and it just made teams play terrible. Like teams just can't function on 2 hours of sleep. It's just not possible, and that was a real fuck up on UMG's part, just to have that scheduling where teams who are playing till 5:30 in the morning are playing again at 9. It's just terrible. And then what else? So moving on. So, you know, you finally get to Championship Sunday, which, in my opinion, was where the biggest fuck-up was. And they're like, okay, we're going to stream 4 of the 11 matches we're going to play. 4 of the 11. More matches, big matches, weren't being streamed than actual... Like, there were more matches not streamed than streamed. Which is not how it should be. It's for spectators, right? I mean, the players play for the money, but the real thing is for the spectators, right? But no. 6 matches or so off-stream, and they were great matches. This makes it's like an icing on the, like, terrible cake, I don't know. Because, you know, Optic loses to HUK, great match. Like, Fizzerp has a lot of fans, she's on HUK. Optic has the most fans. You think you'd want to stream that. You know, in the past they've had a second stream, like UMG Alpha, UMG Bravo, and all of a sudden it's like, that idea was thrown out the window, there's no second stream, so you're just stuck, like, watching, like, nothing. Like, these great matches are going on, and it's not even being streamed. Instead, it's being streamed on Periscope on like an iPhone in 480p quality. So, you know, like, no matches were streamed. All the good matches weren't streamed. And then they issue this lame apology saying all they talk about is the technical difficulties were out of our control. But what about everything else? You know, you stealthily dodge the subject. You know, overall, guys, it was just a terrible event. I think in the future this kind of stuff can happen, and especially like people get excited for these things. I love watching them. You know, sponsors, like, it looks bad. It just looks bad for everyone, and in the future they really can't do shit like that. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments. Yeah, I'm annoyed by it, so I'm a little angry. Not crazy angry. But anyways, it's been your boy Spaz. I really appreciate you guys watching this. My mom, she really appreciates it. Anyways, peace.